Hello, Hobgoblin and Danush. Hello, 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 hello. I'm looking for a reference image right now. I will start shortly. And BB. So many people today. I want to find a mic shape that I like. And then we're gonna work off of that. Some of these are too complicated. You've definitely fixed your sleeve, now keep it there. Thank you for the follow, Danush. I thought you were already followed. Alright, I'm gonna take a couple pictures and you guys tell me which ones you like, and we're gonna work with those. How do you forget your passwords? Alright, I'm gonna take some reference images. Oh, hold on, let me go close my office door. Let me close my office door. Cat, you are trapped in here. If you choose to stay, that is on you. I know it's your nap time, so you can stay. Okay, I'm back. Alright. What's the goal of stream today? I am doing my first karaoke stream tomorrow. So the goal of today is to design... So, like, if you've ever seen, let me move this screen over to here. Okay. So, like, if you've ever seen a VTuber do karaoke... If you ever seen a VTuber do karaoke, they often have a custom microphone. So you see how Luna has her own microphone here. I don't know who this VTuber is, but she's got a custom microphone. So, like, as I move down, you'll see that, like, other VTubers will have custom microphones. And, like, they usually have something that's tailored to them. Hi, Pizza, welcome! Like, these have little cat ears on them, or fox ears. This one's got a bunny and a snake. This one looks like a very fairy-like. You got 4 days off, nice! I wish I had 4 days off. but my coworker just took a sabbatical, so now I have less time off. No idea what to do. Pick up a new hobby. So like all of these are just, that is not even a microphone. That's a tree with an egg. See how they all have like customized mics? So I want to come up with one that fits my aesthetic. I don't know. I think it might be... So, like, you see my overlay is, like, very gold, filigree kind of style. I might do something like that. Like, the mic is wrapped in, like, gold swirls and things like that. But maybe the base color will be, like, a minty green or something. Not sure yet. I haven't really, like, thought about it. If I'm being honest. But yeah, like some of this is like Earth, Wind, Fire, and Air. Kind of cool. This one's like got roses on it. So I think the first thing I want to do is pick a shape that I like. I might, Pizza. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about doing something like that. But like I said, the first thing I want to do, I think, is pick a style. And I kind of like this shape. But what do you guys think? Gold mic, green highlights? Okay, that's not a bad idea. That's why I kind of really like this one. Because it's gold like accents and it's white. I would change like the tint color from pink to green. I think this is like a good starting point. I would lose the ruffles though, but I like the starting point, the base of the mic itself. But yeah, that's kind of the goal for today. So I think I might copy this as a reference image. I'm trying to see if there's any other mics that I like here. This is another one in that similar style. I don't know how I feel about like this shape of mic. I like the vintage style mics. Oh, these have bunny ears. Super cute. Oh wow, that one's aggressive. Bye, Danuj! Thanks for stopping by! No handhelds. You think you're going to bed? That's true, you are at a completely different time zone than me. Sleep well! Oh my gosh, the arm one is so cute. It's 9, that's early then. Gamer chairs too. Eventually we'll make a gamer chair. Listen, I am no stranger to going to bed early. Sometimes you need to. That one's really cute, but so excessive. They cooked you pretty hard? Yeah, I feel you. I'm currently in that pressed area as well, because like I said, my coworker took a sabbatical, so now all the onus is on me to pick up the work that he's dropping for the next 3 weeks. Okay. I really like the base on that one, so we're gonna use the base on that one, and we're gonna go from there. Ah. Okay. So we're gonna just use this as a template. I'm gonna get rid of this one because I don't need it. And let's grab the tablet. Drop that to 50% opacity. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Did my last stream have a copyright strike for this playlist? YouTube Studio? Content? Live. It did not. Interesting. Cool. You drunk texted some girls last night? Oh no. What did you say? What kind of terrible things did you say? Nap time's over? Nap time's over, kitty? Gooba? Gooba? Let's get some of my assets on the screen too. Were they like girls that you have hit up before and or girls that are just not interested in? Both could be bad. Uh-oh. Okay, we have the paw. Let's see, what else do we want? Button schedule. Okay, so this is my overlay. I'm gonna probably pull some of these, like, swirling assets out of here. Actually, that's just a mirror. Were they, like, interested? Is that the problem? Uh-oh. Why are you no longer interested? You should just say, did you, like, mention them by name in the messages? If not, you should just say, sorry, that message was meant for someone else. Would be mean, but it would be funny. Hey, Bert. Where is that tiger? I don't know where I put that tiger. Hey, Luna, welcome. Where in the heck did I put that picture? Did I see what you put on Discord? No, let's check. Pizza Pop-Tarts? Who posted that one? Oh my god, that's gross. It's gonna be a mic like this. This is the base that we're using, Pizza. I like the standing mics. Yeah, your finger thing. I did see that. That is quite the hangnail. I don't think I've ever had one ripped that bad. That is like a solid quarter of an inch to a half inch of tear there, and that's just like... brr. That has gotta hurt like a bee. Oh my god. Ugh. Give me the heebie-jeebies. Where the heck is my tiger? I know I drew it so long ago, but where the heck did it go? Is it in documents? It is. Okay. Tiger. Alright, how did I do this? Okay. Gotta fix the coloring on here because clearly I screwed up. Oh, okay, I have separate layers for that. Nice. Yeah, I know. This, okay, so when I first started designing my model, when I had settled on a tiger but not sure what colors I wanted or a theme or anything like that, my original design was actually an inverted tiger. So, black tiger, orange stripes. That was my original concept. So that's why you see this color scheme here, but we're gonna change that. 7 stacks of TNT under your... Why would you do that? Bert, I'm telling you right now. If you blow up our base... If you blow up our base... I will not play Minecraft ever again. I'm being so dead ass. Like... I don't take with people, like, fucking with me easily. So, if you want us to continue being on the server, you're gonna need to reassess your level of trolling us. It's not even you blow up the base, you're banned for life. You blow up my base that I have spent a collective 4 months every Friday, well, not every Friday, but most Fridays working on. I will leave the server, and that'll be that. You don't have time to get that much TNT, but you have time to build a mountain? But TNT is hard. You have a concert to play at? Cool. Alright. Let's do... Actually, why did I do that? She should be green. She should be minty. Actually, the white fur can stay white. We want... Bye, Hob! Oh no, Hobgoblin! Good luck! Actually, would it be just the orange color? Maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. You hire people to help you? I mean... Oh, I forgot to answer your question yesterday. Why do I have so much gold? I have so much gold because I'm saving up for a mount. I want to get one of the mounts. Wait, no, I want to change this from gray to orange. Am I joining? Are you joined to get the wolf hawk? Am I going to get the wolf hawk? I don't know yet. I haven't decided which mount I wanted, but I know I don't want the base mount. You're not ready to go back to school? I mean, I can't help you there, bud. Gotta go to school. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. I want something like this. Let's increase the range here. Let's soften it out a bit. You could drop out and get your GED next year. Do not drop out, Pizza. Do not drop out. There's no need to drop out. The first period, the day you return, that is a little rough, but I promise you, graduate high school. Graduate high school, and if you wanted to take a gap year before you decide going to trade school or college. But do not drop out of high school. While a GED is technically a high school degree equivalent, people don't look at it that way when hiring you. That too, BB. 100%. I agree with that 100%. Oh, that looks so much better. No, I like 130%. Okay, so now let's go back to these eyes here. I wonder if I make them like a dark yellow. No, I don't like that. A slightly darker green works. Oh my god, BB, get out of here. The voices are telling you to find a girl. I mean, look, I can't stop you from making those decisions. But I'm telling you, man, you don't need one. Just because your friends have one. You might be a little bit jealous, but... or, like, envious or feeling left out, but you really, really don't need a girlfriend. my thoughts on it are pretty simple. If you can't be comfortable with being by yourself, you will never be fully comfortable, like, with a girlfriend. We're gonna do... But dude, you have friends, do you not? You learned a new song today. You hang out with the same people every day? I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with hanging out with the same people every day. Even if those people are us. What happened to my gradient overlay? Okay. I want it to be darker on the edges. And lighter on the inside. Oh, that looks really good. I'm gonna make these a smidge darker. Okay, and we're gonna change this to the diamond. Not the diamond. Let's try radial. Yeah, radial looks better. I'm actually gonna get rid of... Why does it have a dark spot in the middle? Oh, there we go, okay. Okay, that looks good. All my friends have girls. I mean, that's not uncommon, but they get girlfriends and they break up every 2 weeks. That's how high school is. You wouldn't be caught dead hanging out with us. You don't need new friends just because your friends have girlfriends and you don't. That's a little extreme in my opinion. Oh my god, that actually looks really badass, not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, that lightened it up a lot. Alright, I gotta change these eyes because they're freaking crazy looking. You lost your 4 best friends about a year? What happened? They stay in relationships? How long have they been in relationships? Oh, I see. That's unfortunate. I'm glad that nobody died though. That would have been bad. Alright, how do I do this? I think I might have to change the color manually. I mean, have you tried to reconcile with them at all? It's rare for you to see a girl that doesn't have a man? Fuck no, why not? I mean, just because someone cuts you off doesn't mean, like, you can't reconcile a situation. Well, what was the argument about? That's my first question. I don't even know what my own model's eyes look like. That's sad. It's been so long since I designed it. Okay, the base is a dark green on my eyes, and then the highlights are all gold. Okay, so it's a dark green. Let's see if I can manipulate this. Okay, so that's what overlay looks like. Let's flip through the options here. That's not a bad look, honestly. I don't want to have to redraw the eyes, that's why. I might just go with that. It's not perfect because I forgot to write down the values. Okay, it's not bad though. I can live with this. I can live with this. Let's change the ear fluff. Alright. I didn't commit the offense. They need to come to me. My roommate was talking to our landlord about ending the lease early behind my back. Your eyes are golden. And I got upset, and he felt like it wasn't a problem. They were trying to move out because they just had a kid, which I understood and even talked to him about while she was pregnant. But the whole time he assured me they were going to stay in the apartment through the lease. And like 2 months after they had the kid, he went behind your back to end the lease early. That seems like in my opinion, a pretty petty reason to end a friendship over. And to hold a grudge for. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you how to handle your relationships. Wait, why is it changing the whole thing? I mean, they did choose to end it, but at the same token, you are choosing to... What am I doing here? It is all the same layer. Okay, so this is not gonna work the way I want it to. I want to use like a creamy color. Yeah, that looks way better. A little bit less. There you go. That works. They were bad friends? I mean, one bad thing does not make a bad friend. Okay, so there's that. If you're not interested in being friends anymore, then that's fine. But, in my opinion, if it was something like that that happened between me and my friend, I would not be so quick to just throw away a relationship. Especially if that relationship is connected to 4 other people that I actively involve myself with. A little whiter, but still on the warmer white side. Okay, I like this. I like this. This I like. They blocked you, you were open to communication. I agree, did Pizza. They should have talked to BB, and they should not have talked about it in such a light manner behind his back. I'm not saying that they weren't wrong. You're misconstruing what I'm saying. I'm saying that one bad deed from a friend, one bad decision, if you let one bad decision outweigh your entire relationship with them, that, in my opinion, is not good. Okay? And we can use the example with my cousin, as like as a case study here. I was willing to reconcile with my cousin for the bad behavior. He has chosen to not do that, to not reconcile. And then take it a step further and continue to treat other people in my family poorly. So then that decision led to me saying, no, I don't want him in my life anymore. But I was fully willing to forgive and not forget, but to forgive. But if you're not interested in being friends with them anymore, then that's again your decision. You're entitled to handle your relationships the way you want to. But again, like I said, in my brain, one bad decision, one bad action does not constitute removing them from my life. But if that is an egregious offense to you, then by all means, you're free to do what you want. Alright, this needs to be less green. Yeah, there we go. Okay, better. I mean, so... yeah, I agree with that statement, BB. I agree that's kind of showing you, their true self? No, not necessarily. So, something that has been, at the forefront of what I try to instill in others, how I look at the world, and where I see our society moving towards is people do not like to sit in discomfort. People do not like to sit in discomfort. Them being mad at you was their discomfort. So what's the easiest way to alleviate that discomfort? Block a person. Blocking people makes things so easy to be like, okay, that's it. I'm mad, I'm done. Whereas people today, because blocking is so easy, because sending a nasty message filled with emotion rather than saying something to your friend, or talking things out is uncomfortable. You know? People would rather act on the current emotion that they're feeling. They would rather use that as a driving force, an excuse for their behavior, rather than sitting in their discomfort, thinking about actions and reactions, and growing and learning from them, is such a common theme in society today. Nobody likes to be uncomfortable. That is a factual truth. But the fact is that in modern society, in the past 20 years, as technology has evolved and how we've gotten so used to using it, so used to relying on it, people have become less and less willing to sit in any kind of discomfort. They always have to be right. They always have to take the easy way to escape that discomfort. Blocking someone is so innocuously easy. It's literally just a click of a button. And to them, it is immediately getting rid of cortisol in their body. Stress. The stress hormone. Blocking someone immediately gets rid of what is causing them stress and anger and sadness and anxiety. And that discomfort goes away. Do you see what I'm trying to say? People are unwilling to sit in discomfort and to learn and grow past things that make them uncomfortable. They'd rather take the easiest way out of those situations. And unfortunately, that has become an extremely prevalent thing in society today. Exactly, BB. The internet makes people too comfortable with being a piece of shit. 100% true. It's not just the internet, but it's phone culture, it's social media culture, it's technology culture. So, like, that is where I think the unfortunately, that response comes from. Blocking is so easy. Removing someone as a friend is so easy. Oh, I got, like, you see it all the time between celebrities and influencers. Oh, I removed them from my friends list. I blocked them. You can do that in 2 seconds. What you can't do in 2 seconds is have a conversation. You can't come to an understanding in 2 seconds with another person. That takes work, that takes effort, and people are unwilling to put that effort into their relationships anymore. It's so easy to just stop talking to someone, to just block them. And unfortunately, I think that has become people's default response on how to handle situations now, rather than trying to learn from something, trying to grow, trying to improve their relationship, trying to make their relationship stronger. It doesn't exist anymore. I mean, you've hung out in my streams long enough that you can see that my opinions on things are nuanced. And I try to keep things nuanced, and I try to think of things from both sides. But I also look at things from outside, and that's where I've come to this conclusion that people are so willing to take the easy way out. They're never willing to sit in their discomfort. They're never willing to admit to being uncomfortable and to moving past it. They'd rather just take the easiest way out. Exactly, Burnt. That's 100% true. Attention spans are shorter, and patience is short too. Patience is something you learn. It's not something you're born with. But if you never sit in that discomfort, if you never sit in that, your emotions, and actually feel them and actually work through them, you'll never learn patience. You'll never learn reasoning. And you'll never learn how to compromise. These are skills that are being lost with the way technology enables us. So I always encourage you guys, as much as it's easy to say, well, they don't want to be friends with me, I don't want to be friends with them either. Have you really worked through the problem? Have you even attempted to? It could be a complete misunderstanding. It could be that your friend wants to say sorry, but they're so stubborn and so used to taking the easy way out that they won't. No one grows from things like this without trying. I mean, I guess you could, if you want to dumb it down to that, BB, that's fine. If that's how you perceive what I'm saying. But again, I would say what your response to that is also taking the easy way out rather than sitting and thinking about it and analyzing if there's something that you could have done better or a middle ground that you could have reached, you know? Again, it's whatever. It is what it is. You tried? I mean, in my opinion, if you're messaging them on your phone and they blocked you, I don't consider that trying. Did you physically go to see them? Did you ask them to go, you know, have lunch with you or coffee to talk it out? I'm not saying you have to apologize. And again, if you don't want to be friends with them, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying that, you know, this thought development, what I was saying, has come from that conversation. You lived with another one of them for 2 months and they didn't want to talk to you? Okay, well, I don't know those things, BB. I don't know if people have always been so shallow, Pisa. There are definitely communities out there that are not so self-serving. Use the Burnt, I don't think you understand. And not to diss your country in any way, but we don't really have landlines here anymore. My parents still have a landline, but I don't have a landline. Nobody else in my family has landlines, except for my grandma and my parents. You're saying people as a collective. Yeah, I could agree with that. But I don't know, like, it's not uncommon to find close-knit communities that are not, shallow. So, do I think that being shallow is prevalent? Yes, absolutely. But I don't know if I would say it's the majority. I mean, if that's the case, again, BB, it could just be that your friends are, like, exactly what I said. Unwilling to sit in the discomfort, to have an adult conversation, to work it through. And that's fine. If you reached out the olive branch and they failed to reciprocate, I'm not blaming you for anything. I don't know your full story. It is what it is. But and again, like, what I'm saying, I'm not necessarily projecting it onto you. I'm also saying, like, it applies to your friends. They are unwilling to sit in any kind of discomfort, to have an adult conversation, to talk things through with nuance, and, you know, it results in them just being like, alright, I don't need them as friends. And here's the other problem. You are 1v4. Family is almost always, if they're close, going to back each other up on their stupid decisions, whether they disagree or agree. That's just how it is. It takes really, really, really good family to be like, no, you're being stupid. Stop it. You felt like his dad? I mean, that's fair. Well, yeah, I mean, BB, I'm not saying it needs to work out. If it didn't, it's unfortunate, but it happens. I don't know if I want to use this now. I'm gonna save it, though. I just spent an hour fiddling with it. Alright, let's just actually start doing the drawing part of this. He was coming back, but it's unacceptable. I mean... I can't walk you through a conversation with that, and obviously because I wasn't there, I definitely can't walk you through that kind of conversation. I, like, guarantee you... I would say with, like... I would say with probably... 60 to 70%, if not more, probably, I would say like 75% possibility that he was getting a lot of shit from his wife, or girl, whatever their status was. Like, hella shit from her. Yeah. Okay, so, as a dude, you are a dude. If your girl, your wife, is literally bagging on you, nagging you, reaming on you every day, more than once a day, we need to move, we need to go, we have to go. Think of the baby. How could you not care about the baby? How could you not care about me? Because I'm sure she was gaslighting him in some degree. Because that's just how hormonal women are. I should know. I have those hormones. And I know when I'm doing shit like that and I stop myself most of the time. It is extremely likely that he just hit his limit and he was like, I have to find a solution to get me out of this discomfort now. And the solution was, how do I make her happy? The only way to make her happy is to break the lease. He probably wasn't even thinking about you at all, which sucks. But he was so focused on his own discomfort. I get it, man. I'm not saying you're wrong. Not at all. You're right. That is the right thing to do. That is the mature thing to do. Talk to all parties involved. But I'm also telling you, unfortunately, dude brain under stress, especially stress caused by wife. Dude brain under stress caused by wife. Very, very, very irrational. Wife brain under duress of child, under baby hormones. Very, very, very irrational. Wait. So he pushed for the breaking of the lease and then they didn't move out anyway? That's kind of shitty. Okay, so they did. What was the penalty for breaking the lease? So, okay. So, in the same way that you dumbed down my soapbox speech to people being trash, you can essentially dumb down your entire argument to you two fought for a lease that had no penalty and you lost a X-year friendship for something that had no consequence. It seems like you scammed you got yourselves out of a friendship. That's all I see it as. That you guys scammed yourself out of a friendship. I'm not saying it was a friendship worth keeping. I'm not saying it was the greatest friendship of all time. I'm just saying it seems like you guys scammed yourself out of your friendship. Over something that didn't need to happen. Not necessarily, Pizza. I mean, I don't know how lease breaking that was a problem. You not have it. You would have to move out immediately if they broke the lease. Okay, I mean that's fair. You had to move back into with your parents for a couple months. Yeah, it's not easy to find places. Like, I feel like that whole scenario could have been avoided. Had you guys talked before the baby was fucking born. Like, as a female, if I was pregnant and I was living with my roommate, and I'd be like, yo, this apartment, not gonna... It may suffice for a baby, it may not. I would have literally said, okay, what's our plan A? And what's our plan B? And it seems like your friend had no plans. He was just like, very c'est la vie about it. Which is really unfortunate. That your friend can't adult on the most basic level. Okay, it's not necessarily about him getting his own place. It was like, it's literally just, what are your contingency plans? A, we stay in this lease together, there's baby in the house, everything's copacetic, everything's fine. B, okay, we are quickly outpacing the size of this place. How long does it take on average to find a new apartment? Usually takes about 2 to 3 months. Word for you, Burnt and Pizza. When you do go to look for an apartment, when you find you're ready to move out of your parents' house, whether it is with friends or whether it is by yourself, you will not find an apartment in a couple weeks. It takes 2 to 3 months minimum to find an apartment, to sign the lease, to tour the apartment, and to move your shit in. Okay? So, always account for that. And it sounds like your friend was a literal child and did not consider that breaking the lease, he's got to immediately find another place. Oh my god. Yeah, it just sounds like your friend is extremely irrational. Yeah, I agree, BB. He does sound like a man-child, for sure. You're moving to Japan or Britain? You're learning Japanese already? I'm also learning Japanese, though it's slow going for me. I don't know what to say about that then, BB. Like, there's just people who are unwilling and have no intentions of growing up. You can't really do much about those people. It's unfortunate that he wasn't willing to... Like, I don't know. I have, like, plans for things. And it blows my mind when people... Like, I'm not saying, like, I go on vacation, I have an itinerary down to the minute kind of plans. But, like... You know, I'm going on vacation. There are 3 or 4 things that I definitely want to do. Here are a couple things that I could do if I have time. Here are a couple places I want to visit while I'm on vacation. That's my plan. Like, you have a plan. If I can't go to X, Y, and Z place, I want to go to, you know, A, B, and C place. Yeah, it sounds like you were more ready to be a dad than he was, which is stupid. Yeah, your friend's an idiot. I'm sorry. Your friend's an idiot. While it is true, there are babies that do sleep with their parents in the same bed. You need a crib for the kid. Or a bassinet of some kind. You're not going to want to sleep with a baby all the time. Nurseries are a luxury, in my opinion. Like, when we were babies, we slept in my parents' room. We had our crib in our parents' room. That was it. There was no nursery. And anybody who, like, in today's day and age expects to have a nursery for the baby 100% of the time, unless you own your own house, you're kind of crazy. You had an empty bedroom? Okay, so that could have worked. Guy is literal man-child. Sorry. Okay, so my other question is, BB, have you attempted to connect with the other siblings, or are they just stonewalling you? Completely stonewalled? That's really unfortunate. They must be the type that are like, you know, family sticks together no matter what, no matter who's doing something stupid. That's unfortunate. Was this recent or was this like years ago kind of thing? Man, that sucks. I'm sorry you have to deal with a shitty person. Is it one of those, like, there's no way he actually hit on her because he's gay kind of things? Those are funny. Or is she ugly? Yeah, that's just like straight up not being able to adult. See, that's what I mean. Like, people are so unwilling to sit in discomfort. Discomfort doesn't always have to be anger, sadness. It could be just admitting you're wrong. Like, I really think people need to learn how to just be wrong sometimes and be okay with it. It's not the end of the world to be wrong. He's a respectable man? Alright, that's fair. I find the other ones more funny, though, just saying. Like, I think it's so funny, like, he hit on my girlfriend. Dude, he's gay. He's not gonna hit on your girlfriend, like, ever. He'd sooner get his nails done with them. And then the guy feels like a real asshole. Those are funny. I mean, but you have to look at it in different contexts. Like, gay guys are gonna get handsy mostly because they're trying to help their girl look better, because they're very huggy, because holding hands between a gay guy and a girl is literally nothing. I don't know why a gay guy would be touching her butt, but I've not had that encounter, and I mean, I guess, like, because they're people I work with, but my office consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, are we really up to that many? It was me, my college best friend, my boss, my lead designer, the HR guy, and the office assistant girl, or the office administrator girl. So we were 6. We just added 3 new people to our office. But before those 3 people joined our office, half of our office was gay. And I don't mean just like, we're gay, you know. Could be straight passing. No, these are very gay men. And I love them dearly. But I mean, I guess it's because it's a professional environment. I never experienced the touchy-feely parts of it. But I know from experience gay guys are just very affectionate. They're one of the girls kind of things. Butt touching is weird. I wouldn't even touch my female friend's butt. Like, very, very rare circumstances in which that would occur. But like huggy, holding handy, you know, stuff like that, girls do that all the time. So it's not weird for a gay guy to do that too. But I get where you're coming from. That one's a little weird. Have you had a first-hand experience of that? I don't know about that one, Ditto. Pizza. Some gay guys really like the bear subtype, if you know what that is. Nightbird! It's not even nighttime. I think we're getting a good shape down. I have to clean up some of the edges, but overall not bad. I need to work on drawing straight lines. You know what it is? You think you do? What is it then? It's not a bad thing. Yeah, it just means like they like husky guys. But behemoth are like morbidly obese, not necessarily. I mean, technically they fall under the bear category, but that's not usually what they're meaning when they say bear. But some people like them thick. Behemoth as an ugly. Okay, so behemoth doesn't necessarily mean ugly. Behemoth means large. Well, it could also mean monstrous, I guess. So I guess you're kind of right. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm used to behemoth being used as in large, or like gigantic kind of vibes. What do you need to work on? You have to work on your presentation. That's gonna happen on Monday in 2 days. I agree. I don't like people who are super stereotypical either. Like, why are you forcing yourself into a box? I don't think anyone should ever force themselves into a box. I'm gonna change the design of this a little bit. Oh wow, you guys got it done before spring break? That's awesome. Not like me. If it was me, I'd be procrastinating. And down to the last day. And my mom would always get mad at me. She's like, you want me to proofread your project that you spent no time doing over the break until the last day? I have to get ready for work. I was a huge procrastinator. Still working on that skill. You can't say anything without looking like the bad guy? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, you want to work on how you phrase things? So that people don't perceive you in the wrong way? Ah, okay. I mean, so social stereotypes are hard to break. Because unfortunately, and as much as people hate this statement, stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. There's a reason why Asian people are stereotyped as bad drivers. There's a reason why Asian people are stereotyped as good as math. There's a reason why Jewish people are stereotyped as being cheap or penny pinchy. There's a reason why Korean people are stereotyped as being stuck up. There's a reason why Chinese people are stereotyped as being cheap. Like, the stereotypes exist because it is prevalent in the culture that they grow up in. I mean, it does only take a minute to do BB, but you're probably not doing it right. And I see someone doing that, I can't even say anything. I'm Hispanic too, stereotypes are true on average. Yeah, it is true on average. That, I mean, why, do you get, like... Do you get yelled at when you say stuff like that, Pizza? You keep your opinions in your head? Okay. First of all, never use social media as your litmus test. Because social media is always the cesspool of society. Social media is where people go to commune with like-minded people and don't ever take criticism and don't ever want to hear anything bad about themselves. Remember that social media is used as a form of escapism. So when you go and you criticize their community on social media, they're going to get tribal about it. Like, I have no problem calling out, you know, bad behavior from people who are Chinese or Spanish. I mean, that is what I am, and the way I see it, as it's not bad behavior because they are Chinese or Spanish. It's bad behavior because they are bad people. Or they have bad habits. Maybe they're not bad people, but they have bad habits. Or bad morals. When you start making it about race, that's on other people, that's not on you. When I look at someone, you know, I look at that guy stealing the car, I look at that girl shoplifting, or, you know, the woman hitting her kids in the street. I'm not looking at them because they're Chinese, Spanish, or black. I'm looking at them as a bad person because they choose to do bad things. It has nothing to do with their skin color for me. It has everything to do with how they choose to conduct themselves. So, I think if you yourself stop looking at it as a racial inequity or a racial stereotype, then, and you don't use stereotypes as your strong arm argument, people aren't gonna have anything to contest you on. Like, bad behavior is bad behavior. It doesn't matter who it comes from. It doesn't matter if it comes from a woman. It doesn't matter if it comes from a man. It doesn't matter if it comes from an Asian person, a black person, a white person, a Spanish person. It doesn't matter who it comes from. Bad behavior is bad behavior. It is morally bad or it is morally good. It is lawfully bad. It is lawfully good. There is no... It doesn't matter who's doing it. It's just bad behavior. And if they want to make it, well, you only consider it bad because this person's of this race is doing it. No, it's bad if anyone did it. When you see a freaking dad or a mom hitting their kids in public, like, violently, that is bad behavior. And it doesn't matter who it's coming from. You know? That's just it. It doesn't matter. It's not acceptable to hit your kid because you're one race or the other. It's bad no matter who you are. It's just, oh, well, you know, this is a normal part of this community, whatever. No, that doesn't make it right. So when you, in my opinion, when you stop using race as the basis for your argument as to why something's bad and simply point out that it is bad because it is morally or socially unacceptable, then I think you'll start to change the optics in which people are perceiving your argument. People are always going to look for something to pick your argument apart. And race is just the easiest target to do so. You can, I know where you're coming from, BB. I understand where you're coming from. Social media likes to live on that argument that race is everything, and it's not. Bad behavior is just bad behavior. It doesn't matter who it comes from. It doesn't matter their race, their sexual orientation. It doesn't matter what country they're from. Bad behavior is bad behavior. The only time where I could understand why people would get mad at you is if, like, for example, in America, it is frowned upon to give a pre-18-year-old an alcoholic beverage. And you will get called out for that kind of behavior. It is considered bad here in America. However, if you go to Europe, no one's gonna even bat an eye at the child who's 7-year-old holding a wine glass. So that is a huge cultural difference. Obviously, like, it depends on the context of the situation. But yeah, people are always going to use race as the first argument because it's the easiest thing to strongman. There you go. So you already have the right idea, Pizza. That is not a circle. Draw a circle. The mic looks like it has a dress. Yeah, it's got that frilly thing on it. I'm not gonna put the frilly thing on mine. That's why you see I'm drawing over it. I'm just trying to trace the body lines of this microphone, and I realize that this is not even straight. That's gonna come in at an angle like this. If it's actually lining up with that. This is not round at the bottom either. Okay. So if I turn this off, pretty good. Not flawless, but pretty good. This is the one reason you dislike society? I mean, I think it's just best for you to ground yourself as far away from social media as you can. Because people will always gravitate to the path of least resistance. Nobody wants to be called out for having a different opinion. If you're comfortable, again, going back to it, sitting in your discomfort, if you're comfortable with being the odd man out and having an opinion that is your opinion and expressing that opinion without fear of retribution, then do it. But most people don't like that level of discomfort. That's fair. Not wanting it to become a bigger scene than it has to be. Well, also need to understand that some people like to live for that shit. They live to be the victim or to vilify someone else. Which is unfortunate that that's where our society has come to, but that is the reality of the situation. It is becoming easier to victimize ourselves, 100%. People are finding everything and anything to be a victim for, and it's really, really unfortunate that that's what people think is the best way to, you know, go through their day. Alright, how do I want to do this? You dread having a job that you need to socialize with a lot of people because you don't want to have a conflict with them, or because you just generally don't like being around people? If I'm being honest, I think having a job where you need to socialize with a lot of people is probably one of the best jobs for people to have. Extroverted introverts. And why do I say that? I say that having a job that requires you to be social, you learn a lot more at that kind of job. That's totally understandable. I totally get that, Pizza. But having a job that requires you to interact with a lot of people or interact with people frequently, you will learn how to... Obviously, you can't change how they treat you, but you can change how you react to the situation. And that's an important skill that a lot of people don't have. People have trained themselves on reacting with that social media mindset where, you know, you type with no filter. And that they think that's acceptable to act like that out in public, which is not. And I think having a job that requires you to be social is really, really good for you. In fact, so much so that there's part of me that has been considering picking up a second job. Not that I need it financially, more so that I can interact with people. And I'm also like you, I'm an extroverted introvert. I like being by myself. I have no problem being by myself. I relish the time that I have that's just me. However, I also know that if I want to learn to be more skilled, I have to improve that skill. Oh my god, I have hiccups all of a sudden. Isn't VTubing my second job? I wish it was my second job, but it's not. You do know that I make no money off of this, right? I'm not monetized on Twitch or YouTube. I've gotten, like, the sparse few donations here and there, but, like, you know, $10 does not a career make. Ah, hiccups! No! I haven't had hiccups in a really long time. Ah! You're in my walls? I mean, I don't know if you want to be there. There's a lot of bugs in there. Okay. I think that got rid of it. The holding the breath tactic usually works for me, like, I want to say like 70% of the time. So, it's usually my default. Hi, Mittens. What's up? You come up on the chair? Hi, you're so cute. You're so fuzzy. Hello, Fuzzy. Hello. What do you want? You don't come up on my desk unless you want something, so what do you want? I mean, that's not an uncommon thing for a teenager to do, Pisa. I'm glad that you feel comfortable talking to me enough that you'll express something. Oh, if you were to have a job like that? Yeah, I totally get that. Miss Kitty, your tail is tickling my nose. Please stop. Can I help you? And, like... So... You get annoyed pretty easily? Well, that's what social jobs help you to train. Alright. Pisa. Let me talk to you straight about this. Do you think I was always the calm, reasonable, happy-go-lucky, supportive sister person that I am now? I was not. When I was in my early 20s, when I was a teenager, I was just like everybody else. I was just as temperamental, opinionated, arguably pretty hot-headed. You know? I would get in fights with my boyfriends all the time. Verbal fights, not physical. I became this person because I grew into this person. Because if you bottle up your emotion, that's just called being a man. I mean, that's not really being a healthy man, in my opinion. I think guys should be more comfortable with expressing their emotions in controlled, level-headed, and positive ways. And I think any woman that shames a man for wanting to express themselves is in the wrong. You just don't have a lot of patience. I was not always a patient person. You know what's funny is a few years ago, my sister came to me about a scenario where she was at very sharp odds with our brother. And she's like, I don't know if I can talk to him anymore. It was that severe of a scenario. And by the end of our conversation, she's like, I never thought that you could be this calm and level-headed and able to talk me through this kind of thing. Because she's a hothead. Our sister is a hothead. She has very little patience for stupidity, and she gets very fired up very fast. She's a little fireball. And she's like, I regret not talking to you about more things sooner. Because she didn't realize how much I had changed in the past 5 years before she talked to me about that. That I had grown a lot as a person, and that everybody is capable of growing. You just have to move yourself towards it. That's true, BB. As a large man, you are definitely, there's definitely some level of prejudice about a large man being emotional equals dangerous. I don't think that's true, BB. I don't think that's true at all. I think from my perspective, there is nothing wrong with a guy sharing his emotions with a woman. You need to find the woman that actually understands and is not going to be a shallow piece of garbage that says you're weak because you have emotions. Everyone has emotions. Women obviously have more emotions than men generally. Generally, not always. But the reason my relationship with my husband is so successful is because he expresses himself to me in a constructive and well thought out way. I don't think of him as weak. I don't think of him as a sissy. I don't think of him as emotional just because he has emotions. It's how you choose to express it. If you wait till it bottles up and then you just let it, like, vomit out of you, yeah, a woman's gonna think you're crazy. But if you talk about things, you know, in increments, and you don't let it get to level 10, you're just a person. See, that is a good... What do you consider showing weakness, BB? Maybe we don't have the same understanding of what the word weakness is being defined as. Okay, so I've changed the shape of this a bit. Wow, it looks so lumpy. That's okay. It's okay if it's lumpy, I don't care. Maybe in a pathetic or desperate way? I mean, okay. So, obviously every person's perception of what is pathetic or desperate is different. Like, for me, if my male friend comes to me and he's crying his eyes out and he clearly looks like very distraught and upset, my immediate thought is not that he's a wuss or a baby. My immediate thought is, what is causing him that level of distress that he needs to show that level of emotion? So for me, it's about framing. It's how you choose to frame the scenario. If you're framing it in a way as like, crying man equal weak, laugh at him. That's on you. That's entirely on you. We live in a society today where we are way better off than where they were 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 400 years ago, 5,000 years ago, where a man crying was like essentially a social death sentence. We are way beyond that. I mean, if the man is crying about... Okay, so let's say the man is crying about... He spilled his cereal this morning. I could see how that would be perceived as like, dude, you're hysterical, you're emotional, you're, I guess, weak in that sense. I mean, I might, like, have a little bit of a snicker. I mean, like, okay, that's unhinged even for a woman if you're spilling your cereal and you're crying about it. That's unhinged for anybody, not just a man. It's also interesting to think of it from the perspective that might have been the tipping point for that person. You know? Does that make sense? Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly it, Pisa. You don't know what that person has experienced before the spilt cereal. That spilt cereal could have been the straw that broke the camel's back. And you won't know until you ask them. You think the best way to be a man is to be a pillar? I need to be strong enough mentally, emotionally, and physically to let others rely on me. That is the measure of a man in your opinion. But if nothing in that range happens, then I'm telling them to suck it up as I laugh. Oh, okay. These are two different lines of thinking here. Got it. Okay. Alright. BB. I think that that is a valid statement, but I don't think that it only applies to being a man. I think every person should strive to be strong mentally, emotionally, and physically, and let others rely on them. But there is nothing wrong with that being reciprocal, where you have to be able to, you can rely on someone else. Exactly. Exactly, Pisa. That is a very, very good way of saying it. Pillars usually have help from other pillars. You know? Structurally speaking, it's not one stud in the wall that's holding up the entire wall, it's all of the studs together. And when one stud starts to fail or rots or is cut or damaged, the others are picking up the slack. That is a very good way of putting it. I think when it gets to the point where your perception of you being a pillar can become corrosive to your own self because you're trying to fulfill a perception that others have for you, that's really dangerous. There is nothing wrong with anybody ever asking for help. You don't need to be strong 100% of the time. And I think that's the problem with masculinity as it is perceived traditionally. There is nothing wrong with you as a man or me as a woman asking for help. There's nothing wrong with that. No one should ever feel like they can't ask for help. That is what leads to the high rates of suicide in men. That is what leads to men having violent emotional outbursts. That is what leads to people being unstable. Yeah. Nobody wants to be seen as weak, but you're not being... I don't perceive you as weak just because you, what am I doing here? I want to do this layer, yeah. I don't perceive you as weak simply because you ask for help. The definition of weak has changed so much in modern culture. I consider you a weak person when you're constantly making excuses for yourself, or having irrational reactions to something that are not a compounding effect reaction. So like we said before, if somebody had lost a family member and then they had an emotional breakdown, that is what something I would consider a compounding effect. That is somebody who's having a reaction because something traumatic happened to them, and they're just trying to hold all the pieces together. And they just can't in that moment, and that's totally fine. That spilling of the cereal is not an irrational response in the context of the whole. But I would say my definition of what I would consider a weak person has nothing to do with, you know, you being the most emotionally stable or not. It has to do with how you carry yourself. if you're constantly victimizing yourself, or if you're constantly making excuses for your bad behavior, that's a weak person to me. Not being willing to take accountability, that's a weak person to me. You refuse to be weak? I mean, again, I don't think our definitions of weak are the same. I feel like, BB, you have a more traditional definition of what weak is. For me, being weak is more a moral character thing than being emotional or being physically weak. Okay, so if one person is physically weak but mentally strong and emotionally strong, do you consider them a weak person overall? So you wouldn't call them a weak person. So you're saying, so by your logic, then someone has to show signs of being weak in all three categories to be considered a weak person? Two out of three? Okay. Physical weakness is the lowest? Okay, so then how do you categorize mental versus emotional? Because one could say that they are very similar. Priority is mental, second is emotional, physical is last. Mental strength is intelligence, critical thinking ability. Okay. So you would consider... So when somebody has an irrational response to something that is a mix of... that is emotional, is how I'm seeing it through your explanation? So mental weakness is like if someone is genuinely like dumb. Unable to work their way through a problem, or something like that. Okay, alright, I see where you're coming from now. I have a better understanding of how you're thinking. So if someone is physically average, mentally strong, and emotionally weak, then they are not a weak person? So someone who's hyper intelligent, average physically, and has emotional breakdowns when they spill their cereal, they're borderline? Gotcha. So if they were physically weak, super genius intelligent, but highly emotional, then they're weak overall. Okay, I gotcha. I'm understanding how your brain is working now. Okay. I would say that that's a fairly balanced stance. I would say that's a fairly balanced stance. Do I agree with it 100%? Not necessarily, but I would say it's fairly balanced stance. I actually really like the level of nuance that we are having in this conversation. I want to have more conversations like this with you guys. These conversations are very interesting to me, and these are the kinds of conversations that my husband and I have. We talk to each other on a very nuanced level, and it's something I very much value in our relationship. And I strongly encourage you, when you do decide to, if you ever do decide to be in a relationship, Pisa, to look for that kind of relationship. You're not a nuanced person? I mean, I disagree. I disagree with that a lot, Pisa. I think you're way more nuanced than you give yourself credit for. And I think BB would agree with me that you are much more nuanced than most teenagers. You think with a level of critical thinking that most teenagers can barely even fathom. I don't think that's true. I don't think it has anything to do with you being non-emotional. I think it has to do with just the way your brain is working through things. But from my experience of talking to you, you understand concepts and display critical thinking skills that other young members of the chat are not necessarily up to speed on, you know? Like when you first came into the chat, I did not think that you were a high school student. I thought you might have been like in your early 20s. You're much more mature than your age. But see, that's the key. That's the key, Pisa. Why are you yelling? Sorry, the cat's yelling. The willingness and eagerness to learn new things, to accept other perspectives, and to mull things over. What I say, what BB says, that's a really, really rare trait these days. A lot of people are not willing to learn or to receive other opinions or to learn new things. So the fact that you like that is so strong for you. And I think it will help you a lot as you're getting older and as you're becoming an adult. The desire to learn is so important. I feel like people who forget to learn and don't want to learn, they don't grow as people, they don't improve, their life will never improve. You'll just be stuck in the same cycle over and over and over again until it becomes self-loathing. Learning is so many different things. Learning can be emotional, learning can be physical, learning can be historical, learning can be picking up a new hobby. There's so many ways that you can learn, and people who close themselves off to that close themselves off to improving their life. So you are well and beyond your age group. For sure. That's why when you tell me, like, oh, I'm only 16, I'm only in high school, you know, all of this stuff, it's just like, it's kind of mind-blowing to me. Because you don't act like that, or at least you don't type like that. Maybe you're super filtering yourself, I don't know, but you've always carried yourself with a level of care and awareness. I say as I'm talking to a wall of text, and I've only talked to you once. Okay. That's also true, BB. You're 100% right. If you were able to filter yourself, if you were able to edit yourself, that also shows a certain level of maturity for sure. Because a lot of people do not know how to do that, and that's why you get toxic social media environments, because they don't know how to edit themselves. They don't know how to be their own filter. That's 100% right. Alright. Okay, so I have the base down. I have the base down. We have a good base design going here. Let's see what we can do with it. BB, I think he's blushing. We flattered him too much. He doesn't know how to respond. Alright, let's make a folder for color. We're gonna throw it back here. Ugh, my neck. You're eating and you're in a match right now? Speaking of eating, I need to get food soon. I haven't eaten anything yet. My husband has not demanded, but has asked for enchiladas tonight. So that threw my lunch plans off, because I was gonna make myself something with a tortilla, but we only have a limited number of tortillas and I need them for the enchiladas. Bye, BB! What am I looking for? I'm looking for my color palette. Which is under art. God, I have to reorganize this. This is so bad. There we go. You have a dislike or like relationship with enchiladas? I mean, I'm sure my enchiladas are not exactly not even close to authentic, let's be real. Let's be honest here. They're probably not even close to authentic, if we're being honest. I mean, I literally... I've made enchiladas many times, but they're definitely not, like, Latin authentic. Authentic isn't really a thing anymore. I mean, fair. Because, like, my recipe for enchiladas is... He likes chicken. So what I usually do is I will cut the chicken into small pieces. The proper way to do it is to slow cook the chicken and do it pulled chicken. But that takes a lot of time. I could have actually started that this morning. No, the chicken's still frozen, so I can't. But I'll cut the chicken breast into small pieces, cook them, but don't overcook them, because you want them to be tender. So I'll usually velvet them first, like I would do with a Chinese dish, so that they stay tender. And then the sauce... The sauce that I'll do peppers and onions in there too, cut them very small so that they're kind of like bite-sized and don't cause disruption when you're cutting into the enchilada. Enchilada. And then I do... The sauce is tomato paste with chicken broth. A little bit of chicken broth, not a lot. And it's usually cumin, paprika, pepper, salt. And then if I want to make it spicy, I'll add some hot sauce to it. That's typically what I do. And then I add, I have like these... Well, I usually don't add the hot sauce because I have these canned chilies that I use, and I'll throw that in there. Mix the sauce. Take a couple spoons of the sauce out, separate with none of the, like, the chunkier stuff, and set that aside for, like, when you coat the top of the enchilada. And then mix the rest of the sauce into the chicken. Then you start doing the wrapping process. Then you throw the cheese on top. Then you throw the sauce on top. And then you throw it in the oven and bake it. That's my recipe. And he loves that. That's one of his top 5 favorites. And I haven't made it in a while, so I said, alright, I'll make it today. We have a good system in our house. I'm usually the primary cook in the house, but he just cleaned up the kitchen this morning, like, pretty spick and span, cleaned up the kitchen. So I'm like, okay, you cleaned up the kitchen, now I can make a mess again. Okay, I need to put these in a folder so that I can manipulate all the layers at once. What's layer 6? I don't even know what layer 6 is. Oh, layer 6 is over here. Got it. So you don't belong in that folder. Just these 3. And I'm gonna throw a blending option on them and change the color to a little bit more burnished gold color. You want to learn how to cook, but you don't know how? You're from a Latin family and you don't know how to cook yet? That's surprising. Have you ever asked to cook with your family members? Just the basic? What is basic to you? What do you consider basic foods? Okay. So here's the truth. If my kitchen wasn't a piece of shit kitchen, it really is. It's so bad. It's not even like I don't take care of the kitchen. No, my kitchen is just not a good kitchen. I would do cooking streams, but it is a bad kitchen. You should have spent your vacation learning then. Cooking is really not... I mean, obviously there's levels to cooking. Like, there's levels to art. There's levels to music. Cooking is really, really easy to do. Like, the basic stuff is, like, low barrier of entry. Very easy to pick up. I think you're totally capable of picking it up. I think you just... Your mom always makes food? Well, then maybe ask her to help. That's how I started. I mean, that's not true. Two things. Two separate things. I started cooking because I wanted to help my grandma and my mom a lot, so they would give me, like, basic tasks and they would walk me through how to do certain things, and that's how I learned the basics for cooking. And then for the more, like, nuanced stuff, for the more complicated stuff, at 11 years old in my parents' house is when you choose a chore. My chore was cooking, so my mom would teach me recipes, and then eventually I got sick of her recipes, so I started just winging it and doing my own thing. You can't really help your grandmas? I'm telling you, Pizza, don't frame it as, do you need help? Say, Mom, I want to learn. When you say you want to learn, people are more willing to include you into things. Like, if I see my grandmother doing some kind of art that I want to learn how to do, I say, Grandma, I want to learn how to do that. Can you teach me? And she will always say yes. So just say you want to learn. And if they're shutting you down for saying you want to learn, then, in my opinion, they don't necessarily have your best interest in mind, because the family should always want to encourage learning. But you can also cook and make your own school lunches, too. You could do meal prepping like my brother does. I think your best bet is to either ask your parents for a recipe, your mom or your grandma's for a recipe that they could teach you, or find a recipe that you really like online and try to work it through. Well, that gets really teeny. Okay, but that works. That's cute. How can I decorate this more? Actually, no, that's gonna be the paw. You can cook simple stuff? But what do you want to learn how to cook then? You want to learn how to cook more complicated things? What do you consider complicated? Dishes related to your lineage. What kind of Latino are you? Oh, you said you're Hispanic, so you're Spanish. Latino means that your family originated from Latin America. So that is Guatemala, Mexico, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Dominican, Colombian, Venezuelan, Honduran, El Salvadorian. You're Mexican. Okay, so you're Latino. You're a Latino. Hispanic means you come from Spain. Or your family is from Spain. I am Hispanic. You are Latino. My family does not originate from Latin America. Even though my dad was technically born in Argentina. And my aunt. They are Spaniards. My grandparents are both from Spain. So you're Mexican. You want to learn how to make Mexican dishes? Yeah, I would still say step one, say that you want to learn traditional dishes to your family and see if they teach you. And if not, what traditional dishes do you want to learn? Because I'll tell you right now, I can't teach you how to make tamales. But tacos are easy. Like, real, like, authentic tacos are easy. Mole is pretty not hard. Churros are hard to make. For sure. Enchiladas, like I said, mine is not really authentic, but still fun to make. You know how to make tamales, so you're already a decent cook if you know how to make tamales. Tamales are... And enchiladas. So, what other dishes do you want to learn then? You're not sure? I mean, you already got the two biggest staples down. You don't feel connected to being Mexican. What? I mean... There's many reasons that can cause you to feel disconnected from your culture. Do you feel not included by your family? Do you feel like you don't know enough? Do you not speak Spanish? You struggle to have conversations with them in Spanish. I mean, I totally feel you. My grandparents thankfully speak English. Not perfectly, obviously, but they speak pretty solid English. But I never really learned how to properly speak Spanish. I can say, like, the most basic conversation skills in Spanish, and it's probably botched. So I totally feel you in not being able to speak to your family. But I don't think it's ever too late to learn if you want to. My cousin, both of them actually, my second cousins on my dad's side. Dad is the Spanish one. Both of them grew up Americanized, and even though their grandmother speaks like 4 words of English. They never really learned how to speak super well in Spanish until they actually went to college. Yes, that's true. One can argue that Latinos have ancestors from Spain. However, typically, when you consider yourself a Latino, it means that you and your culture have so far departed from the traditional Spanish or Portuguese descendants. You don't look like Spaniards do. Latinos tend to have more olive skin. They tend to be darker in complexion. A lot more black and dark brown hair in general. And like thick and wavy is like a pretty common hair texture. Spaniards are very widespread in how they look. It's not uncommon to find a blonde Spaniard or a dirty blonde Spaniard. And they're usually far more white, quote unquote. You're using Dua, but it's formal. It used to be more passing as Hispanic. Yeah, I could see that. There are definitely light-skinned Latinos, I'm not saying that. But yeah. Language is something like, I think your best bet is to just do it. Especially if you have people that are willing to talk to you. Like, my dad is super Americanized. He speaks flawless Spanish, but his instinct is never to speak to me in Spanish. Nor is my grandmother's. The thing is, I can understand pretty well, but I cannot speak well at all. And I think my brother is the same way. We understand Spanish pretty well. We can follow a conversation. For the most part, we'll get like 80-90% of the words. But if you ask us to respond, very, very hard. I'm not very good at that. My cousin, like I said though, my second cousins, both of them, when they went to college, they took Spanish. And now my older cousins, both of them speak near fluent Spanish. And to the point where the older one, who is my dad and is his godfather, he speaks to my dad in Spanish a lot now, which he never did when we were growing up. He actually feels more comfortable speaking to his own father and my father in Spanish, and it was like kind of mind-boggling to see that transition from where he was before. So it's about practice, and not being embarrassed to do it. That's the hard part for me, is like I'm embarrassed to do it, so I don't speak to my grandmother in Spanish very often. Just beyond like normal, standard, typical phrases, I would say. Like, I could do those, but not often try to have a conversation in Spanish for sure. Sleepy kitty. Sleepy kitty. Hi. What are you doing? You're so cute, Bubba. Alright, we have our color. Let's do some coloring. Let's get some color on here. I can always improve this later. I just want to have like a base mic that I can... Uh-oh, there's a fire. That is way too green. Let's lighten that up. They speak Spanish, rarely English. I mean, it's really hard for first or second generation kids in general, because the older generations are always going to want to stick to what they came into the country speaking as, or what they were raised in. And Spanish in particular, like, it's a little different for Chinese and Asian families. They're like, no, we speak this language at home, but you will learn the other language, you will learn English, and you will be Americanized. Spanish and Latino have very strong, like, ties to roots. So they very often want their kids to speak the language, and they only speak that language at home, and they're not willing to, like, lose those traditions and values. So I totally get why it's hard as a modern American Hispanic man or a Latino man learning English in school and then your family wanting to speak Spanish when you're at home, it's hard. Because most of the people you interact with not at home don't speak Spanish. I doubt any of your friends are speaking Spanish to you. Really? That's so interesting that you lost the Spanish, even though Spanish was your first language. Okay, we don't want to use this tone of gold. We want to use my tone of gold, which is a little more yellow. I think if you practice, people are going to respect that you're showing the desire to learn. Actually, no, this is great. What am I doing? I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. Like, only in more recent years have I made attempts to learn as well. Realizing that I only have so much time left with my grandparents. My grandfather passed away last year. So, for me, I was like, I don't have much time left with grandma. I want to try to bridge the gap, is what I was thinking. That's how my mentality worked into putting more effort into Spanish. Is related to why you do so well in English. I mean, your brain has capacity for what you're willing to practice with. So if you don't practice enough with Spanish and you're proficient at English, it's going to lean into that. Thank you for your sentiment, but he was how old was he? 87? 86? Very old. And unfortunately, the pandemic did not do him any favors. He never caught COVID, but being housebound during the pandemic lockdown really, really messed with my grandpa. He became so physically weak because he couldn't go outside very much. They were told to stay inside. And my grandfather is very much a social bug and likes to go out and bike and swim, and he can't do that when you're in lockdown. So, for old people, lockdown was essentially a death sentence. Because old people lose their muscle faculties a lot faster than young people. Welcome back! We've entered the coloring phase. We're talking about languages right now. And how Pisa wants to be more connected to his culture. What are you, BB, by the way? If you don't mind me asking. You said white, but I don't remember if you ever specified what you are. Culture, like, what is your ethnicity? Or did I misread something that you said? You were put into a standard English class? You're a Viking? So you're... Nordic. What is that? That's Norway or Denmark. Your ancestry says you're British? But you're built like all the Nordic people? Are you, like, fair-skinned, light-eyed, and light hair? You have good teeth! Yeah, that's not a traditional British trait. Blonde, pale, and green-eyed? Okay. Yeah, you definitely fit that northerner vibe. And you want to be a pirate? You sure you just don't want to be a Viking? Vikings also have treasure. Blonde with a red beard? I had a friend in college who was like chocolate brown hair, like milk chocolate brown hair, so a light brown. But his beard, the mustache region of it was like straight up ginger. It was really funny because people would ask him, "Do you dye your beard?" And he's like, "Nope." He just his beard, his mustache was auburn and it like faded into the brown that was the rest of his beard, and it was really funny. Right, I need to turn this off. So they use the darker tone for that. I'm wondering if I just make these things green and make the mic itself white. So you... So are you trying to say that you look like a Thor or what was his name? What was his name in the freaking History Channel show? I can't remember. You've been called Thor a lot? Dang. Let's see, we want a green tinted white, so I'm gonna take this color and we're gonna just slide it all the way over here. Actually, what was this? Oh, it's like pretty close to there. So we're gonna do like here. Yeah, that's the kind of white we want. Isn't he... You said you were 6'3", right? And I'm pretty sure Chris Hemsworth is like 6'2" or something. You're 6'5". Oh my god. You guys are both humongous. Like, what the heck? You are literally more than a foot taller than I am. Which is, like, wild to me. Hemsworth is a lot prettier than you, though. I mean, the dude is literally one of the most popular actors of our generation. Most people would be hard-pressed to compete with him and Chris Evans. They are famous actors for a reason, let's be real. If they weren't attractive, they would not be in those roles. He's a very pretty man, I agree. I will admit that his wife is a very lucky woman, and I'm honestly, like, very curious to see, because she's also gorgeous. Elsa Pataki is gorgeous. I'm so curious to see their kids when they get older, because they're probably going to be very attractive as well. I can only hope that my kids are decently attractive. Okay. Yeah, I think I want the mic to be white now that I'm looking at this more. Just getting all these narrow areas. Like I said, this is just a preliminary mic. You obviously both know at some point I plan on doing a 2.0, so I might draw a new mic or have one commissioned, who knows? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go. But this is we're still baby VTuber here. Oh, by the way, Pisa, did you hear the announcement that Mume is graduating? Are you a Moomin? I don't think I've ever asked you the question who your Oshis are. The what? So, if you're an avid VTuber fan, BB, Hololive is one of the biggest corporations out there that does VTubing activities. And one of their talents is graduating. Graduating basically meaning they're retiring her character. Or she's choosing to retire her character. And she will be ceasing her activities as that character. So, I was asking Pisa if he was a Moomin, because her name is Mume, and she's supposed to be, the protector of civilization, because all of their the 5 girls that debuted together in their group were all supposed to be the protectors of some kind of thing. So, Mume was civilization, Bei was chaos, Crony is time, Fauna is nature, and Sana was space. Really? You watch us the most? I thought you were actually like a pretty avid Hololive fan. I'm actually very surprised that you watch us the most. I mean, are you expecting VTubers to do weird things? What? You watch holo clips. Okay, okay. Bro, just because we're VTubers doesn't mean your VTubers as a whole do weird things. There are weird people out there, but there are weird face streamers as well. Oh, so you watch mostly non-holo affiliated VTubers. Interesting. So I guess, like, BB, you watch us because you just like our vibe? I guess that's the case for a lot of you guys, because I think Burnt also doesn't watch VTubers aside from us, and Danush also. There's quite a lot of people, so I guess it's really just the vibe. That's so interesting that you don't watch many other streams, and then you kind of stuck to this community that my brother and I are building. It's so interesting. I guess I was myself was quite wrong in perceiving that most of the people that would watch us were interested in the fact that we were VTubers. It's chill and small. Yeah, we're not that big. And I don't know if we ever will be big. I doubt we're ever gonna get to the level of some other VTubers, but who knows? Alfonso said the same thing. He's like, when you guys get famous, I leave. Because I don't want to deal with chat that's moving a mile a minute. And never being able to talk to you guys. Oh my god. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I painted this entirely on the wrong layer. I'm an idiot. I can't even erase it! You want my opinion on something? What do you what you got? What's your question? What's your query? Oh god. Gotta be ginger around here. Careful. If I look more Hispanic when I was younger... You're gonna send me a picture of you as a baby? That's very personal to be sending me a picture of you as a baby. But like I said, Hispanic babies, like... It's hard with Hispanic babies because there's such a wide, like, range for Hispanic babies. Like, my grandmother is very fair. My grandfather is more olive-skinned. So there's a wide range. God damn it, do I have hiccups again? You don't look remotely close to what you were as a baby? Interesting. Very blurry? Okay. I say you're kind of like on the edge. Even as a baby, you have features that are certainly more, associated with being Latino than being Hispanic. Like, for example, if you met my dad, and if you met my grandparents, they don't look like what you would expect a Mexican to look like. There's a definite European-ness to them. My dad has straight hair. It's very like it's a when he had color to his hair, because he's all gray now. When he had color to his hair, it was a very soft light brown, and his hair is like wispy. It's thin, fine hair, and very straight. My grandfather had thick brown hair, and my grandmother had thin, blackish hair. So, like, it's a very different appearance than to what Latinos look like. Like, my grandmother's hair is soft and fine, almost like bunny fur. Very straight and soft, thin and fine. And my dad's hair is the same way. My hair used to be like that. I used to have very thin, straight hair. And then as I got older, my hair kind of like diversified itself. I now have a range of hair. Some of my hair is really thick and like wavy, and then other parts of my hair are thin and wispy like my dad's. So very interesting. 4 generations of blonde? My god. That's a very consistent genes then. I don't think I could say the same. Oh, that's not the right layer. What am I doing? Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. That's also really impressive that you have 4 generations of blondes, because blonde is a recessive color. And like, if you have too many people with brown hair in your family, or black hair in your family, it's just gonna override the blonde. Because both sides are blonde. Exactly, exactly. It's still too thick. I need to go down to like a 4. Yeah, that's why my husband has, his mom and his sister both have very blonde hair. He has more brown hair. Light brown, but it's brown. When he gets a lot of sun, his hair turns dirty blonde. When I first met him, he was blonde. Because he had just gotten back from a trip to Florida, and he was there for 2 weeks, and he was just in the sun all the time. You have very dark brown hair. That's a pretty common trait for Mexican or Latinos in general, Pisa. Blonde-haired Jean is so pure now, I might have a chance. I mean, I don't think that's how that works. Your kids are still gonna have a 50% chance of being whatever your wife's hair ends up being. I'm hoping, but I doubt it because, like I said, blonde is the recessive, and I'm hoping that with any sheer luck, my kids will have lighter eyes and hair, but very doubtful considering I come from dark brown, black hair, and very brown eyes on my entire side, both sides. If I have 4, there's a chance the 2 of them will. Yeah, I know. I don't think I'm gonna have 4 kids, though. That's a lot. Oh my god. Baby. That's aggressive. Wait. You're a donor? Oh, this is starting to look really cute. I actually like this a lot. You were solicited to be one. I mean, not for nothing, but just statistically speaking, blonde and green-eyed is like, it's quote-unquote rare. Blonde and green-eyed, 6'5". She paid you like AK? Oh my god. So you have a baby somewhere in China and that you've never met? What? Or may have a baby. You don't know if she actually had the baby? Maybe multiple? I don't know. Usually, I'm pretty sure sperm sample... Well, it depends on what facility she went to. That's so funny. That's so interesting. That's really interesting, though. Not gonna lie, BB. That is really interesting. Chances of twins is very high with in vitro, for sure. One of my parents' family friends, they struggled to have babies, and when they did the in vitro treatment, they actually had triplets, and they chose to terminate one because they didn't think that they could handle that many kids. It was too many, so they ended up just having the twins, and that was it. Yeah, it's their choice, you know? Can't really say much otherwise to that. You have quote-unquote desirable genetics. I mean, again, like I said, when you are blonde, green-eyed, and 6'5", you are in such a small percentile of people that I totally could see you being propositioned for something like that. 100%. I want this little chunk here. No, I want that chunk. Like a breast with extra steps. Oh my god! Why you gotta say it like that? There you go, now it's working. They're only after BB for his looks? I mean, it sounds like it, not gonna lie. But if you also think about it in a different way, Pisa. Yes, she wanted a white baby, but so that's definitely about looks, but also think about it like you have height is always a highly desirable trait. Blonde and green-eyed are, I think, like, green-eyed people are like they're a really low percentage, right? It's like, and blue is even lower than green. Let me check. Let me check. 2% of the world's populations have green eyes. 8 to 10% of the world's population has blue eyes, so blue is actually more common than green. Green is an extremely rare color. 2% of 8 billion people. Let's do the math right now. That means in the world, there is 160 million people with green eyes out of 8 billion. Do you realize how rare it is to have green eyes? So it totally makes sense. Miss Streamer, I'm new to your channel. It's my first message. Can you give me 5 Roblox money? I don't play Roblox. I don't have Roblox money, Luna. But welcome to the stream. Are you gonna have kids that you actually know? Yeah, I wouldn't say 50K, but I would definitely say that it's probably like... Hi. You can talk. My husband's stealing bowls off of my desk because I'm a hoarder. I would say that, like, blonde hair, green eyes, and your height. Maybe not, if you're saying specifically 5'6", I could totally see that maybe it's like 50K. But if you're saying like above 6 feet in general or above 6'2", I would say it's in a couple millions for sure. It's not a lot. It's really not in the grand scheme of things. So yes, BB's genes are exceptionally rare, and it totally makes sense why someone would seek out a rare gene set. Because rare things have always been desirable. Diamonds are desirable because they are quote-unquote rare. Everything is not a lot? What do you mean? Oh, BB, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You got scammed. That's why I said quote-unquote, Luna. Because they're perceived rare. They are obviously artificially kept in low stock because people want them to be rare so that they can sell them for more. Alright, so we're gonna actually move this because I want this to be over more. 2, 3. Yeah, that looks better for me. I like that better. Now let's clean it up. BB, I genuinely think you could have charged that woman a heck of a lot more, if I'm being honest. Especially because she's looking for... I don't know how to say it nicely. She's looking for a bespoke child. Like, how else do you want to put it? She's looking for a customized child. She's also seeking out somebody who has very, very rare genetics in the grand scheme of things. I think you honestly could have charged her a lot more. Now, that's your prerogative if you actually do. But, yeah. I think you could have. Exactly! She was trying to build a baby. Now, obviously, do you have any, like... Here's the other thing. Do you have any health conditions? Like, do you have allergies? Do you have a history of high blood pressure? Do you have, like, addictive tendencies? Any of that? Do you have bad eyesight? Do you have, I don't know, high blood pressure or something like that? You don't have anything. Nothing. Then you absolutely could have charged her an astronomical... You're allergic to pollen, dogs, cats, and I had asthma, but I grew out of it. And those are, like, the only major health things that you had? No, like, no familial high blood pressure or diabetes or anything like that? You could have actually charged her an insane amount of money, and it would be totally reasonable. Because having a donor who has 0 health issues is insanely hard to find in today's world. I'm not joking you at all. Like, this... No familial, or hereditary illnesses. You don't have bad eyesight issues. You don't... Allergies is the only thing. That's insanely desirable in a donor world. Like, the only reason I never considered, okay, two things. I never opted to... I had at one point considered, donating an egg, which is a lot harder to do than to obviously donate your wigglers. 2030 vision athlete? Jesus Christ. What are you? But yeah, I had at one point considered, like long ago, long before I met my husband, considered donating. But it's obviously a very time-consuming process, but you get paid very well for it. This was like college Vesper, by the way. But I kind of knew I would be immediately disqualified because I have scoliosis, I have, severe allergies, asthma. I also had asthma. I still occasionally have minor asthma attacks. Not recently, but I had one a few years ago. So, like, I have bad eyesight. What else do I have? I have good teeth, I guess. That's a plus. I've only recently learned that we have a history of, high blood pressure in my family, and that we have also, a predisposition to certain kinds of colon cancer. I didn't know that until recently. So, yeah. Having no notable or known familial health issues is massive in that circle. But you probably thought you were getting out like a king. Yeah, I got a lot of health problems there, Pizza. But I don't let it slow me down. Okay, we are doing pretty good here. Cancer sounds rough. I agree. I don't look forward to hitting my older age in which I will need a colonoscopy very frequently. Yearly or biannually. Not looking forward to that time of my life. Like, watching my grandmother harass my dad because he had not gotten a colonoscopy at age 60. I think Dad's 63 right now. He had not gotten a colonoscopy when he turned 60, which you're supposed to do. Even as just like a regular person with no predispositions for having issues. He did not. And Grandma ripped into him. Yeah, that if it is 50, then all the more that Grandma should be yelling at him. Because the man had not gotten one. Despite knowing that our family has, you know, a predisposition towards it. So yes, Grandma was justifiably upset. Every one of your grandparents has cancer, but it was all different types. Yeah, so then it's not necessarily considered hereditary. Because if you can't, like, see a consistent pattern, it's not considered hereditary cancer. Oh, then that's totally self-inflicted. Leukemia, not self-inflicted. ovarian can be hereditary. I think you can turn this off now. Skin cancer is generally not hereditary. It's usually because you're not taking care of yourself and putting sunscreen on. I have to yell at my husband for that all the time. And while I think his freckles are cute, they can also be cancerous. And we don't want that. Okay, there we go. Just a little bit darker. Tall people are prone to certain cancers? I didn't know that. Horrendous depression? That's unfortunate. Have you gotten your depression assessed? I don't want you to be depressed. Right, what layer is that on? Because that's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, it's on the line layer. Get out of here. Wow? Are you just surprised that you were right, Pizza? I think it's looking really cute. That's fair. The medical field likes to give you any kind of medication, which is really unfortunate. If you take a trip outside of the country, maybe go see someone out there and see if they have another solution for you. Because other countries are less likely to prescribe you something unnecessarily. Okay. We're kind of done, at least with the base design. Obviously, I gotta do shading and things like that. But the base design is done, and I like this palette a lot. I think it's super cute. You don't go to the doctors? I think marijuana is an awful solution to things. It should be done recreationally at most, and when I say recreationally, I don't mean every day. Video games, I totally understand. I use video games as a distraction for everything. It's one of the reasons I haven't put out the content that I keep telling myself I'm gonna do. It's very unfortunate that I am so stupid. Man, am I gonna have to change my pen nib again? I just changed my pen nib actually, it's been several months. Maybe I try using the darker pen nibs. I don't like them because they feel weird. But beggars can't be choosers. This one will probably last longer. Who's gonna find out if that's true or not? Hey Jeff, welcome! Welcome to the party. Alright, how can I make this cute and add to this? We definitely can do it. Let's move it up here. Whether I'm stupid or not? How are you gonna find out if I'm stupid or not? Other than me just telling you that I am. Hello. Oh, yeah, when are we doing that, Pizza? I'm totally down. I'm totally down. You just have to get that study guide or give me somewhere that I can reference as a study guide. I'm absolutely down to do that. Oh, I thought you already saw your counselor. You gotta do it quick. You don't have much time left. Isn't your PSAT in the middle of April? Okay. This is gonna be fun. Where can we put this to make it look really cute? There's also this one. Let me make a copy. And we're gonna move it up here. We're gonna copy layer style. We're gonna pop it on this one. Ooh, why is this one all fuzzy? I'm gonna shrink it. The 15th or the 18th, you're running out of two of... Oh, right, he's on spring break right now. You're right. I had a brain fart. You're not giving us a lot of time, bud. I mean, if you're looking at that calendar, you start school again on Monday. That's the 31st. You got 2 weeks after that, basically. A little bit more, 2.5 weeks. And I don't stream every day, so we gotta fit it in one of those days, and obviously not on the 18th itself. What the heck is Cesar Chavez Day? What does that mean? Yeah, I am also confused. So do you get the day off? Is that what you're implying? You get- Oh, so you're not starting till Tuesday, got it. Okay. I don't like how grainy that got. Why does this one look so crisp and this one look so grainy? I don't like it. I don't like it. We're gonna delete it. We don't like it. We're gonna focus on this one. Oh, hold on. I missed a bunch of text here. You have to watch Napoleon Dynamite Legendary, okay? One of my top movies. Oh my god. No. I have watched Napoleon Dynamite, and I do not like that movie. I felt dumber after watching that movie. I genuinely felt dumber after watching that movie. And I did not understand what all the hype was. Which was funny, because, like, when that movie first came out, my mom's like, you're not watching this movie, it's stupid. And I'm like, but all my friends are watching it, Mom! And then I finally watched it after, like, bothering her to let me watch it. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't know why I watched this. This was dumb. Yeah, I genuinely felt like I was losing brain cells watching that movie. Okay, is there a way I can make some of this go behind and some of this stay in front? I think there is, I just have to be really careful about it. Yeah, man, I'm serious. Like, I genuinely did not like the movie. Oh wait, no. This one's gonna stay here. This one I want to put behind. Okay, we gotta erase some more over here. Oh, I'm also realizing that I'm missing some here. That movie Cherry Pizza is extremely hit or miss. My husband loves that movie. I don't see it. I'm not a fan of movies that are like Borat, Napoleon Dynamite, I can't think of others that are like that, but in that realm of dry, I guess you would kind of call it like a little bit slice of lifey kind of cinematography. Not a fan of those. Monty Python is good. I don't know. I don't like Napoleon Dynamite. I know it's a hot take, but it's how I feel about it. I can't describe to you why I just like watching it made me feel like I was getting stupider. Yeah, that's what it is. It's very dry humor, and I generally don't like dry humor all that much. I like... I'm trying to think, like, what's the best example of humor that I actually enjoy? I like things that are more straightforward, I guess, in their humor. Like, I like slapstick. I like witty humor. Not that dry humor isn't witty, it's just like, it's a... What I'm thinking is like, I guess more punny? Stupid is an art form, I will give you that, BB. I think I like it asymmetric. Hold on, what did I miss? By the way, Vesp, there is a way to study, but it's like the actual thing, so I'm not sure if you want to do it. Like taking a practice test with you, kind of? Is that what you mean? Actually, let's do it... like that. I'm down to try. I'm always down to try. Am I guaranteeing you that I'm going to be amazing? Absolutely not. I make no promises. Do you have like do you have the test already that we could do on stream or do in tandem on stream? It's a website? Okay. I forget. The SAT does or does not allow you to use a graphic calculator. It does, okay. Shows you how long it's been since I've taken that test. I do not have one. So that is my only conundrum in this for this. I do not have a graphing calculator. Or at least if I do, I don't know where it is. You've got an SAT question? That's an SAT question? That's a chemistry question. Okay. The difference between ionic and covalent bonds, let me see if I actually remember the answer to that. Either way, I believe ionic bonds are ones in which the atoms are sharing... No, the atoms trade electrons. Is that not correct? And a covalent one is where they share it? They share the electron? Now I want to look up the answer. Yeah, I got it right! Holy shit, I can't believe I remembered that. But that's not a... That's not an SAT question though. That's a high school chemistry class question. That's your mnemonic? Oh my god, was that the end of my playlist? That was a 3-hour playlist. Almost a 4-hour playlist. Have I really been streaming that long already? Jesus. It's 5 o'clock. I got like maybe another hour to finish this, and then I have to get off. I have to make dinner. Erase that. I have to clear some of this white out of here that should not be bleeding over the line. There we go. I don't like this trident-y thing over here. This looks nice. I think I'm just gonna add like a little bit more of these like details to it, and then we'll go from there and do some shading, and then we'll be done. What happened? Ah! Go away, person! Well, then the SATs are fucking dumb. Oh, I see what it's doing. Auto select isn't on. Okay, and then hit enter, and now we can start erasing things. Actually, let's turn it a little. All I remember is that when I took these tests, I scored high enough that it was like, it would have been a little bit baffling if I got rejected from the college of my choice. As long as it wasn't an Ivy. When do I want to do it? Well, Tomorrow is karaoke. Tomorrow's karaoke. So we can either do it next weekend. Because, like, I obviously want it to be a stream that you can comfortably attend and not feel like you have other things that might conflict. Ah, I didn't want to erase that part. Because, I mean, it is mainly geared towards helping you a little bit, at least. Oh my god. Why do I have hiccups again? Okay. 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 Hiccups gone. Sorry about that. I think my score was like a 1376, something like that. I remember like a 7 and a 6. I think it was like a 1376. And I did not study for that. I didn't take any prep classes. I mean, I studied for it, but I didn't take, like, prep classes like a lot of my friends did. The essay has kind of, as far as I'm aware, kind of fallen out of style. Some schools offer the essay and some don't. Most colleges don't care about the essay. Most colleges really care more about your math and English scores. Yeah, my parents couldn't afford the prep class, so we didn't take the prep class. But, so I ran with the nerds and, like, the anime kids, and all of those kids were, like, Asian or high achievers of some degree. So my friend who was Filipino, her parents made her take the prep class, and then my other friend who was Indian also took the prep class. My boyfriend at the time was white. Him and I just kind of studied it together. We didn't take the prep class. He had no idea what he wanted to do for college, so, like, he's like, why am I gonna take a prep class if I don't even know if I'm gonna go to school? You know? Which, in hindsight, sounds really stupid. But at the time, I was like, yeah, that totally makes sense. I really got mad at my parents because I got a 15, 16, and they fucking wasted a month of my weekends to make sure you're ready. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Like I said, my parents couldn't afford it, but they made me study with them at home. Not a lot, but we studied on the weekends and stuff like that. I don't think my brother and sister got treated as harshly as I did. We'll help you, Pisa. Listen, as far as I'm aware, most colleges are happy if you get over like a 1250. The really high scores are only for if you're looking to get into like an insane school or an Ivy League school. So if you're not aiming for that kind of school, then you should be good. You went to a party? You want to go somewhere in-state? Yeah, so then I wouldn't sweat it too much, but you definitely need to get your score up a little bit. But like I said, when you go to talk to your guidance counselor, ask them what their opinion is, because things might have changed since I went to school. When I went to school, my guidance counselor was like, yeah, your SAT score is fine. You shouldn't have problem getting into any school of your choice as long as you're not aiming for an Ivy. And I had like I said, I had like a 1367 or 76, something like that. It was in the 13 range for sure. Meanwhile, my friends were scoring frickin' 15s. I think I'm just gonna delete this. I don't like it. Actually, that's fine. That works. Oh, it's cute! I like it! It's a little bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller. Ah, ah! Why is it doing that? Why is it jumping so far? What is it doing? Sorry, super focused. I think my computer's starting to max out on RAM. I might have to redo this one. Hold on. TI-84 can literally store notes. They have digital calculators, so no need to bring an actual one. Rip. Still got my T8. This is really fun. Calculator's not gonna lie, it's been a couple months since I've seen a calculator. You don't use physical oh, because you're doing it on the computer? Why is that allowed, BB? Like, seriously? You agree with me, right, BB? How is that allowed with the current generation, being allowed to do that with tools that are... Yeah, that's kind of wild. My school would never. Yeah, I like it a little bit bigger. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, my computer is maxing out on RAM, so I have to stop for now, and I have to just let it... I have to restart my computer, because Photoshop is starting to glitch out. So I think I'm gonna end stream here. We've been streaming for quite a bit. Let me just make sure I save this. I get that, like, the rule is that you can't Google, but that doesn't stop kids from doing it. Or doesn't stop them from having, like, a cheat sheet somewhere saved on the Chromebook. That's what I mean. You broke the testing software in high school? Okay. We're saving the file. We're closing out. I'm gonna end stream here for today, but I will see you guys tomorrow if you choose to hang out with me for my very, very first karaoke stream. I am quite nervous about that one, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I don't think I'm a terrible singer, but maybe you guys will think otherwise. Who knows? Ah, shit, I set it for 1 p.m. God damn it, I'm screwing myself on my mornings. Alright. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for anybody who's been lurking. Please leave a like, a subscribe, and if you are new, a follow. Super helpful. Helps the channel, both on YouTube or on Twitch, whichever one you are using. I appreciate you guys all, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye!